Let's go. So today we want to talk about how to, jailbreak ourselves, all right, from any kind of military grade maximum security financial prison that may have kept us living below what is possible, living below what is possible. And basically, what we are going to cover in this training is broken into 3 sections. First of all, we're just going to look at the reasons why a lot of people are broke and exactly what you can do about it. All right. Talking about those key things that must happen for your financial story to change and for you to attract as much money as you want to attract in 2023 and beyond. We're going to talk about something I call the butterfly duplication method that you can use to make this happen in network marketing. And then we're going to talk about some automated marketing systems. All right. And the first thing I normally like to do is talk about what I call the elephants in the room. And this is more or less just like a disclaimer, which I'm copying word for word from one of the most popular online gurus that I know called Ross Ruffino. These are people that are making millions of dollars a month selling coaching programs online. And the key thing here is, he says something, if you read this, he says the average person who buys an online marketing information gets little or no results. By the way, this guy's course is $17,000, which I have. So he says the average person buys any online program does not get any result. And the reason is because the result will vary depending on many factors. And it's the part of the factors, he say it includes, but it's not limited to your background, your experience, and then something called your work ethic. You see, all businesses entail risks as well as massive and consistent effort. And if you're not willing to accept that, you say, please do not attempt to work with us. Now, but the key thing I want to point out here is the issue of background, experience, and work ethic. That is what determines how successful you would be. Most importantly, work ethic. All right, but let's proceed. So today we want to talk about how to a failure-proof method to jailbreak yourself from any kind of military grade maximum security financial prison that may have held you bound for years. And we're going to be looking at how to do this using what we call the 3 most ancient principles of success that have been used by the top 1% of the wealthiest people that ever walked this planet. For those of you who have not read the book Think and Grow Rich, this will probably be an eye-opener. Okay? So we proceed. So let's proceed. So now, what does this sound like you? Let's just take a little inventory, okay? Because we need to know exactly who this is for. You say, does this sound like you? Do you have months where a lot of money pours into your bank account, but you cannot seem to maintain it consistently? Do you start out every month wondering where money is going to come from? Do you secretly know that the work you put in monthly is more than the money you get paid or the money you generate, but you're afraid that if you change your current strategy or you change your current activities, you probably end up losing everything? Do you see less educated friends, colleagues, or network marketers making the kind of money or income that you want, where you have no idea how they are doing it? Do you feel like technology or online marketing is the enemy or even a threat to your finances in the network marketing industry instead of an asset? Do you feel like there's an invisible ceiling or limitation on your income, which you can't just seem to cross? Now, this is the real problem. It says you haven't made the shift, okay? Because once you make the shift, what is going to happen is you're going to have complete control over who you work with, how you serve them, and the commissions you can command in network marketing. You can also generate as much distributors and customers by using marketing that establishes you as the authority in your market, adding massive value to the distributors and the customers that you work with, because at the end of the day, you must add value. And the question again is, imagine what your life would look like. And this is a big deal because you need to imagine what your life would look like if you could pocket 10,000, 15,000 a month from your network marketing business, resulting in tremendous impact on more people, and at the same time build sustainable and enjoyable wealth for you and your family. All right. So imagine what life would look like if you could acquire another luxury car, more luxury cars. Maybe your vision or your dream is to get you a luxury car. Imagine what your life would look like if you could get yourself a luxury car. All right. Wouldn't that be amazing? Imagine what life would look like if you were able to build the house of your dreams. Wouldn't that be amazing? Imagine what your life would look like if you were to take your family on vacations and cruises in yachts. Imagine what your life could look like if you could fly first class, fly luxury and private jets. Imagine what your life could look like if you could give your besties, your friends, private treats, maybe exclusive islands, exclusive resorts, take them out, have fun. Imagine what your life would look like, honestly, if you could actually live the life you really wanted to live. You'd realize that the invisible ceiling on your income was never, ever there to begin with. And you'd be able to push through to 5, 6, 7 figures per month faster. There's something about money. When it is tough, it looks like it will never get better. Then when you begin to make money, you just begin to wonder, where is all this money coming from? It begins to come so fast. You begin to wonder, where was it hiding all this while? Success begets success, failure begets failure. Okay? And the beauty about it is that you will be able to do what we want to show you here while having lifestyle. Okay? Because if you don't have lifestyle, really, you're just exchanging time for money. Okay? You'll be able to have freedom, a freedom lifestyle, and an income that supports your spouse, your kids, your in-laws, your church, and make you an example of possibility to all those that you have the privilege to reach out to. Okay? So now let's get started into the meat of this presentation, talking about the 3 top reasons why a lot of people spend their entire life, all right, in financial prison. The first thing is excessive haste to be rich. Excessive haste to be rich. The good book says this, it says, for which of you intending to build a tower, seated not down first and counted the cost, whether he have sufficient to finish it. He said, he that hasted to be rich has an evil eye. And he said, considereth not that poverty shall come upon him. Meaning, when you are in a haste, instead of attracting wealth, you attract poverty. It ends up with an evil eye. He says, if you want to do anything big, you want to build a tower, you want to build a business that will produce $150,000 every month, every year, whatever is the goal that you have in your mind, you must sit down first and count the cost, which is what this meeting is about, counting costs. A lot of people would rather prefer to be out in the streets chasing a dream without sitting down to count the cost, whether they have what it takes to even find and get that dream. He said, which king going to war against another seated not down first and consulted whether he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000? First thing you must realize, he said, you cannot be in a haste. You cannot be in a haste. You can't. You cannot. Excess haste to be rich. You don't break out of any prison in a haste. You don't do that. If you want to break out, it cannot be in a haste. And if you want to use legal processes to come out of prison, it also cannot be in a haste. Any way you want to come out of any form of prison, you cannot use haste. If you go through the law, legal processes, there will be court cases, there will be court hearings. And before there are court hearings and court cases, the lawyers need to do research. They need to sit down. They need to do filings. They need to check the case, look at the case, look at the situation, and find the angle that they are going to use to get you out of that situation. If you say you want to break out forcefully, my dear, you need to have an escape plan, right? Any form of escape out of any form of prison is a declaration of war. And this is the reason why a lot of people are not going to prosper, because they don't want the war. They don't want the opposition. They don't want the resistance. They don't want that war. Okay? It is beneficial for the world system that 96% of the world's population will be in prison, because that's the only way the rich are going to get richer, and keep the rest in financial bondage, working jobs that they hate, and keeping the system running. So the world system is not programmed to make you rich. And once you are working in that system and you have a salary job, as it were, okay, you are in the system. You are in what they call the rat race. And as long as you are in that rat race, the system has been designed to keep you limited, to keep you broke, to keep you in prison. So you must put quality time into researching the situation and creating your escape plan. That's the first thing. You must sit down. Sit down. Anybody that cannot sit down, you're constantly on the go, you cannot sit down with a pen and paper and write down your vision, and write down your goal, and write down your dreams. You cannot write anything. You can't put anything down on paper. You have a very big issue. You are in the rat race. You must begin to sit down. That haste is not going to take you anywhere. Sit down and just ask yourself, all these years I've been in a haste, what have I achieved? What have I accomplished? Just ask yourself simple questions. The other thing is you must prepare for opposition, else you're going to die broke. Anybody that thinks that making wealth is going to be the walk in the park, you're kidding, you're joking. You don't understand what you're talking about. It cannot be the walk in the park. You must understand that when you say, I do not want to be poor anymore, you are going to come against opposition. It's like saying you want to jump up, you want to go up, you want to rise. There is gravity to rise. You are going to encounter that gravity when you decide to rise. If you do not want that gravity, that feeling of resistance, then you are not ready to take, in fact, you've made a decision that you want to stay where you are and you want to die poor. So you must count the cost. What will it cost you to disarm that opposition that's going to come against you, because it's going to come? And how will you rise and escape from any form of insecurity and financial prison that has held you bound? Financial insecurity and financial prison. You need to wake up. There is an intelligent system in this world that is running right now as we speak, and is programming everyone. And the goal is to keep everybody broke, to keep most people broke. And you are not going to come out of that system without a fight. You're under surveillance. There's a system trying to keep you broke, and you are not going to come out of it without a fight. You need to take, that's the first thing. You must first. So that's the reason why you have to calm yourself down and make a plan. You cannot do it in a haste. You must know the cost. You must sit down. You must think this thing out. You must do certain things. It's not going to happen as a walk in the park. That's number one reason why a lot of people will never become rich. All right, they are in a haste. Number two is a refusal to humble themselves and learn. Humble oneself and learn. When you refuse to learn, you have decided that you don't want to earn anything special. Okay? Once you refuse to learn, you have decided that your earning is going to be limited. Limited earning is what is going to happen when you refuse to earn. Okay? So when you refuse to learn, all right? So I say, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Say, because you rejected knowledge, I have rejected you. He said, take my yoke upon you and learn of me. He said, I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest for your soul. What does that mean? Take my yoke. What is this yoke? It is the yoke of learning. The yoke of learning. There's a yoke of learning. If you want rest for your soul, if you want rest, real rest, you must take the yoke of learning. Jesus actually said to the disciples, say, if you continue in my word, you are my disciples indeed, then you shall know the truth. You cannot understand fully until you take the yoke of continuous learning. It's a continue in my word, continuous learning. That is the only thing that breaks the yoke, continuous learning. It's like when you are heating water to reach 100%. If you want the water to fully evaporate and empty the whole pot, you have to keep boiling it, keep boiling it, keep boiling it. Once you turn the stove off, once you turn the fire off, once you put the fire out, the water begins to subside, the temperature begins to reduce, and that transformation from solid or from liquid to gas begins to stop. Maybe right now, there's a certain level of finances you're operating in, and there's another level you want to enter. You need to put on that learning fire, the fire of learning, turn it on, and don't let it stop until you have completely changed your face from liquid to gas, until the level has completely changed. You have to keep working on your mind. You need to put the fire of learning on. That's one of the greatest things you can learn. You are not going to fly at high altitudes by what you see. That's not how they fly aeroplanes. They don't fly by what they see on their screen. They fly by principles and the laws that they know. It is the principles and laws that you know that will enable you to fly high. Pilots know that there's something called the law of lift. When you put the law of lift into action, it will subside the law of gravity. And they have mastered the tools to do it repeatedly. You must understand this. All right? You must understand this. It is laws and principles that you learn, that you know, that you practice repeatedly until you master them, that will put you above circumstances that seem to be limiting you right now. So the question is, how many laws of prosperity do you know? And how many laws of prosperity are you practicing right now? That's the main question. How many laws of prosperity do you know? How many laws of success do you know? How many laws of success are you working in? Are you practicing right now? Or have you been practicing repeatedly? Which one have you mastered? Those are the real questions that matter. It's not what you are doing. It's not the running around, you're running around. It's what laws are you operating? That you know that this is a law. When you say a law, it means that planes will fly in anywhere that the law of gravity overcomes the law of lift. That's why in every country there are airports and planes are flying every day. It's not about location. It's not about color. I mean, if planes can fly in Africa, you know that the law of lift really works. Come on. I mean, with all the witchcraft that they say Africa has, planes still fly. In the presence of witchcraft, it flies. All right? In Africa, where you say nothing works. How is the plane able to fly in the same Africa? So when you bring the law of lift, when you bring laws into operation, laws have no respect for the location, has no respect for the color. It is a law. That's why it works, and it works predictably. You can guarantee that it will work. So when you understand the laws of success, you have guaranteed your success. You know that when you do this law, because of this law you're practicing, you are going to succeed. That's the idea of using laws. So you must sit down and learn certain laws. You must sit down and learn. Refusal to learn is going to keep you broke longer than necessary. So you must be committed to something called canai. Humble yourself and put yourself in a state of constant and never-ending improvement. All right? Information gaps are going to keep you broke. So the people that are winning financially, they know and they do things that poor people refuse to do. A lack of knowledge and destruction, they are like brother and sister. They are twins. They always work together. Lack of knowledge and destruction, they always work together. You must be consistent, like I say, else results are never going to come. Results come with patience after you have taken the needed action and you have done the needful, right? Faith can only work when patience is on the table. Sowing and reaping, you go and plant. If there's no patience, you're not going to get any harvest. You're probably going to dig out the seed. All right. It takes patience to see a harvest when you begin to learn and do certain things. It takes patience to see a harvest. So you must be consistent. You plant the seed, you water the seed, and you know this is a law. It's a law. Farmers operate by that law. They know that this law cannot fail. If I put the seed in the ground and I water the seed, it will come out. And every seed has a different cycle. Every seed does not produce in the same time frame. So the other person is planting corn, it will grow differently. The other person is planting palm trees. There's a different cycle for palm trees. The kind of goal you have, the kind of financial goal you have will determine the cycle that you'll be subjected to. Okay, the kind of vision you have will determine the kind of seed you sow and the kind of cycle you'll be subjected to. So you cannot be comparing yourself with anybody. All right, you cannot be comparing yourself with anybody. You need to know the laws, do those laws, and when you do what you're supposed to do and you provide the right nutrients, you will get the right results. Okay, so you need to know what you are sowing. The last issue that makes a lot of people remain broke is they walk alone, and this one is so true in network marketing. Once you make up your mind that you're going to work alone in network marketing, like I see people who come every day, buy courses, buy stuff from me, and they are trying to implement it alone. They are doing it all by themselves. I just know that this is a case of, it's somebody that is probably does not know that this working alone is going to keep them where they are. They're not going to make progress. Two are better than one because they have a good reward. Can you imagine? They have a better reward for their labor. Meaning, when you work together with people, you have a better reward for your labor. When you work alone, you have less reward. When you work with people, you have better reward for your labor. Okay, if you want to, that's why, the man that is working alone, he has a business, he's doing it alone as what they call self-employed. He can never produce result as the person that has 20 people working with him. The person that is working with 20 people, it means that if they work 9 hours a day, it's 20 times 9 hours. That's what you call leverage in network marketing. 20 times 9 hours, all right? 20 people working 9 hours every day. That's like 180 hours, all right? Meanwhile, there's someone else that is working 9 hours a day, 200 hours and 9 hours. One person is able to do 200 hours of work every day because he has a team of 200 people, of 20 people, sorry. And the other person can only do 9 hours a day because his team is him alone. You see the result? 200 hours a day. How is that possible? By working together with people. If you work alone, you're not going to go very far. All right? It says two are better than one. It said if they fail, the other one will lift up his fellow. He said, but woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he had not another to help him up. And this is a big issue. This is the reason why a lot of people leave network marketing and can never and end up saying that it's a bad business, blah blah blah. They make all manner of false claims, because they fall. You understand? They fail. All right. In this life, listen. As far as business is concerned, or big goals are concerned, if you don't have people beside you that will keep you going when the going gets tough, my dear, you are going to probably fall on the wayside. Okay? If one prevails against him, he said, two shall withstand him. See? One prevails, two shall withstand. All right? And a threefold cord is not easily broken. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemy shall fall before you by the sword. That the whole idea is this: teams. All right? If you cannot stage any form of prison break working alone, can't happen. You will need a team. Anything great that you say you want to do, you will need people. You need what they call allies. Every king knows that. You need allies. You need to forge relationships, forge new allies, right? They make they create all manner of allies, all manner of relationships and alliances to establish their kingdom. That's the idea. You want to build a kingdom. You want to go beyond this limited level that you're operating. You must understand the importance of alliances. You can't work alone. If you're working alone without help from anyone, you have already set up yourself to fail, no matter how determined you are. You're going to be discouraged, just a matter of time, because when you get discouraged, there's not going to be anybody to talk with you. There's not going to be anyone to encourage you. You're going to be talking alone. You're going to be working alone. All right? Nothing noteworthy on this planet can be achieved by one man working alone. If you are the creator of the universe, if the creator of the universe doesn't work alone, even though he has all power, he doesn't work alone. My dear, what he's basically telling you is that you cannot work alone because you have been created in his image. The richest men that walk this planet had what they call masterminds, had relationships, joint ventures. In fact, the greatest and the fastest way to grow any company that has been proven again and again, the fastest way to grow any company is what we call joint venture. That's it. You start a new company, all right? You go out to the marketplace and you find someone who has the customers you're looking for. That's how people make overnight success. You go out to the marketplace, find someone that has the customers, go to them, tell them, listen, this is my product. Your customers are going to love it. I want you to promote it to your already existing customers. Take 50% of all my profit, take 50% of all my sales. So a company like Facebook now takes a gaming company. Instead of them to go and start their game separately, they come to Facebook and say, we want to put our game on your platform. And because they put the game on Facebook platform overnight, all Facebook customers begin to play that game. They hammer overnight, begin to make billions in weeks, in months, something that has taken other companies years and they could not even achieve. These guys come on the scene, they just go to Facebook and they do a partnership with Facebook, and Facebook brings their game on their platform, and overnight they are billionaires in months. It doesn't matter, in months they are billionaires. All right, how did they do it? That's even how, amazingly, that's how Bill Gates became a billionaire. All right. He went, created a deal with, what's the name of this company now? I've forgotten their name. Created a deal with them to sell computers to them based on license. All right. And then he went out to them and told them, listen, I have a software that I'm going to give you to use on your computers, and you pay per license. And they were like, okay, we like it. All right. Initially, they wanted it to be one purchase. They said, no. You buy per computer. And they agreed. And the guy went out, they bought the software from somebody else, came and gave it to these guys, and signed an agreement with them. And overnight, the guy created a deal that made him wealthy. One deal. I will sell you a software that you can install on your computers, and your computers will be more powerful. All right. And to sell you this software, I will charge you per computer. Every computer installed this software, I will charge you per computer. And they said, let's do it. They agreed. They bought the deal. He was able to prove to them that their computer is irrelevant without his software. And that's how the man became billionaire. By that deal that he created. Partnership, alliances. You want to really make money, you must understand the power of partnerships and alliances. There's somebody out there that when you partner with that person, when you meet up with that person, when you connect with that person, there's a relationship or relationships that person has access to that can make you wealthy. So if you are not constantly creating connections and you're working alone, you're not going to go very far. Your wealth, that's why they say network is what will determine your net worth. So anybody that is not building a network is already doomed to financial failure. Because what is going to make you wealthy is not hiding behind a desk in an office collecting salary. No. What is going to make you wealthy, that net worth you are looking for, is tied to a certain kind of network. And if you're going to get that network, you have to go out there and do something about it. Okay? So you must take that very seriously. If you're working alone, you're in trouble. Most people give up because they work alone. One of the best kept secrets for patience is working with a team. It's harder for you to give up. It's harder for you to fail. It's harder for you to turn back when you're working with a team. You see, a two-fold cord is not easily broken. A three-fold cord is not easily broken. Okay? So now we've covered three major reasons why a lot of people remain broke. Number one, we say they are in a haste. Number two, they refuse to learn. They don't want to humble themselves and learn. And number three, they work alone. These are the top three reasons why a lot of people are never going to come out of financial prison. And those are three things that if you begin to take them seriously in your life, I'm telling you, December 2023, your finances would have changed. I guarantee you, you will not be in the same place financially if you practice those three things. Number one, don't be in a haste. Sit down and begin to plan. What does it cost me to become financially secure? What is my goal? What's my vision? We're going to talk about those other things right now. Number two, what do I need to learn? And commit it to learning. Put it in your ear. Plug your ear to learning. Dangerous learning. I was telling some people in the last class we did, I was saying there's a book you should read, which is Sell Like Crazy. But, you know, one of the amazing things about that book is because the guy makes it very clear. No matter what you learn, it's irrelevant. It is your work ethic that matters, what you are doing, finally. And when he was talking about his work ethic, he stressed one thing, the importance of connecting your ear to stuff that will teach you, that will show you, that will motivate you, and that will keep you in the path of success. That's what he said you must do every morning. That's the same lesson that was given to the guy that they call Les Brown, who today is one of the top 5 speakers in the world. The world top 5 speakers in the world is on that list. How did he get there? He was a boy that was a cleaner, cleaning with his mom. They used to go to clean the house of rich people. When I've forgotten the states in America. And he said there was this particular man that was very rich that his mom used to work for. And when they get there, the man will be listening to all this motivational stuff from people like Elle Nightingale. He said, and he will go and clean the man's room and he will not want to come out of the man's room. He said, because he wanted to hear those things. He will make mistakes while cleaning so that the man will call him back to come and continue cleaning so that he can be hearing those things. And he said, one day the man noticed that he likes those things he's hearing. And the man told him, say, young man, if you can commit yourself to listening to this kind of things consistently, he said, I guarantee you that one day you will have all this wealth that I have. You have mansions like this that I have. He said, and he believed the man. I mean, the man was a rich man now. So if the man is telling you that this is my secret, you have to believe him. He believed the man. And he said he promised his mother after he got that information that he was going to buy her $1 million home. He was a small boy, an orphan that was just, him and his brother they were adopted from the orphanage. And he promised this woman that adopted him that I will buy you a $1 million mansion. All right. And he did it. He bought her a $1 million mansion. How did he achieve it? He learned something. The power of learning, connecting your ear 247. Put yourself on a diet of learning. All right. And then lastly, don't work alone. Now let's talk about the 3 things that you must do, okay, to hit your $150,000 goal this year, if that is what you want. Number 1, you must finish before you start. You must finish before you start. And what do we mean by finishing before you start? You have to see the vision of where you're going to. It's called future casting. All right, like broadcasting. You cast news. You play your future in front of your eyes. That means you must sit down and draw that future up. Because if you don't draw the future up, how are you going to play it before your eyes? All right? You need to draw up that future. Have a clear picture of where you are going to. Have a clear picture of what you want your life to be. He said, Jesus, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross. He knew the joy that was set before him. There was a picture that was set before him. He knew something. There was something he knew that was going to be a reward. And because of that reward, he despised the shame. And today, he has gotten the reward. All right? That's what God did to change the level of Abraham. He told him, look, as far as you can see, I have given you unto your seed. You must establish clarity about your outcome. A lot of people don't know where they are going to. They are running, they are in a haste. They say they are in a haste. They are going somewhere. If you sit them down and ask them, where are you going to? You'll be shocked. They don't know. If I do a poll now, we are few in this group right now, so we are 5. If I do a poll here now and say, okay, hey, how much do you plan or is your goal for this year? What's your financial goal for this year? You'll be shocked. A lot of people will be thinking what to write. It's unfortunate. Somebody say a lot of people know what they don't want, but only few people know what they want. And this is the reason why only few people are rich. Because where you focus is where your life will go. So a lot of people are focusing on what they don't want, and they get more of what they don't want because that's where they are focusing on. That's what is on their mind, what they don't want. That's what they talk about, what they don't want. The challenges, the problem in the economy, the limitation, the lack, the insufficiency. They keep focusing on what they don't want, what they are tired of, what I'm tired of life. I'm tired of this insufficiency. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of this. They keep talking and focusing on what they do not want. And so they keep getting it. If you want to move from where you are to where you ought to be, you must change your focus. That's how you make progress. Focus on where you want to go, and you must make it clear. You must know what you want. All right. You see a lot of people that are there in certain companies, thinking that their boss is supposed to increase their salary. The boss is just supposed to get up and increase their salary. They can never get up by themselves and make a demand an increase and demand a pay raise. You see, they have left their life to the hands of someone else. And people do that in life. Expect everything to happen to them. They are not intentional. They don't know what they want. They can complain, I don't want something like this, I don't want something like that, but they don't know what they want. Success is, first of all, you must get clarity about what you really want. It's a success is 20% mechanics. Mechanics is the visible things that you do, and it is 80% mindset. Mindset is 80%, and that's the invincible part of stuff. All right. That's the roots of a tree, for example, that must go inside before anything begins to shoot out on the outside. Something must happen on the inside. It must take roots downwards. That's how we build buildings. You don't build buildings by first building upward. You build downward. The invisible part first. The invisible part of the building first. And it is the foundation that will determine what you are going to put on top of it. You cannot build a story building on a small foundation. It's not possible. You must put so somebody wants to build a business that is going to make $150K, all right, in $150,000 in a year. And he's expecting to just get up in the morning, hit the street, talk to one person and make $150,000. He's joking. Seriously joking. He's not willing to put the structure in place that will produce that kind of result. It's not. You see? So, but the result, the thing I'm telling you here right now is that the thing you need to put in place to get the result you're looking for first is an invisible thing. You must work on yourself. You must work on your mind. You must finish before you start. It's called reverse engineering. You must establish clarity about your outcome. You must know what you want. This is how every rich person you see out there, this is what they do. People that have lasting wealth, this is how they do it. They know what they want first, and they are clear, specific details, clear details. The outcome must be clear. It cannot be vague. The outcome must be clear. Where you are headed, the outcome must be clear. So they know what they want, how much, when do they want it. It's clear. In the book Think and Grow Rich, it is called your ultimate chief aim. Ultimate chief aim. That's what it's called. Now, number two, you must know why you want it. You must know why. If you don't know why, you will not be able to stand when the going get tough. You say, for the joy that was set before him, he endured the cross. Okay? There was a joy that was set before him. You need to make a list of why you want to be rich. Why must you? Because as long as you want to, it's just a should. You're probably not going to get it. For you to get anything, it must become a must. When the reason is strong, people will do anything. That's why you can ask somebody today and say, give me 100,000. Say, I don't have. Okay? Then that same man, his son falls sick. And they say they need 100,000. Or else the boy is going to die. Now the reason has changed. Before, the reason was, give me 100,000. I want to give you something that will change your life. He was not motivated. Now they say, give me 100,000. I want to save the life of your son. You see, now the reason has changed. Now it's about life and death. The life of his son is involved. 100,000 is going to come out. Okay? Even if the man does not have it, he knows who to call. He knows people he's going to call. He can call 500 people. Everybody will tell him no, no, no. He will keep calling until he raises that 100K. You see the difference? What's the difference? Motivation. Motivation. The why. In one case, they said, hey, Oga, there's something we can sell to you, change your life, change your story. It's just going to cost you 100,000. But you see, he's not really motivated to succeed. There's no real, to him, success is not a life or death matter. So he does not take it seriously. You see? Then now they say your son is about to die. That one is a life or death matter. He say, no, my son cannot die. Now it's a life or death matter. He will call 500 people. The same reason why a lot of people in network marketing do not do anything. Okay? They are not motivated. They say they want to succeed, but they're not really motivated to succeed. They're just lying. They're lying to themselves. All right? And they're lying to everybody around them that they want to succeed. But you see, when you see their actions, you know that they don't want to succeed. Because if you want to succeed, it will show in your actions. If it is a must, if success is a must, it will show in their actions. The why, the reason is not strong enough. That's the reason why they can afford to miss what they're supposed to do, skip what they're supposed to do, make excuses, tell themselves why they were not able to do it, and all that kind of stories. When they say your son is about to die, you must bring money in 24 hours. Somebody can call 1,000 people. He will not say, hey, I've called everybody I know. No, he will keep calling. Until even if it's 5K is collecting, he will collect until he raises 100,000 because his son can. That's how people who don't have money raise millions for operations. That's how they raise it, because it is a must. That money is a must. But when it is a wish that may or may not, because the commitment is not there, they don't do anything about it. You see? So number one, you must know what you want. And then number two, you must have a strong reason. Give yourself a strong reason. If your reason is not strong, you will not follow through. Lastly, you must have a massive action plan. And no matter, at the end of the day, like we say, the most important thing in this list, the most critical thing that will determine whether you follow through or not is that reason that we talked about. Number one, you must have a clear picture. All right. And somebody said that picture must be a picture that motivates you, a dream that moves you, a dream that drives you, a dream that when you imagine it, you say, oh my God, this has to happen. It drives you. You want to bring it to fruition because this vision, no, it has to happen. You want it to happen. And your reason becomes very strong. Then you now create what we call the massive action plan. The list of 100 things, 150 things, 100 names, 200 names that you can call. The list of everything you need to do to make that vision happen. That's what they call the massive action plan. What are you going to do to make it happen? Now, why do we call the massive action plan? Because just like the story of the father I was telling you about, everybody is not going to accept. All the things you do are not going to work. That's the way life is. So you have a list. They say, remember, they say 80% of your results is going to come from 20% of your action. All right? And or not, it's going to come from 20% of what you are doing or your inputs. Okay? So that's where you're going to get 80% of your result. And then the other 80% of your input and your actions is going to produce 20% of your results. That's what they call the 80-20 principle, the 80-20 principle. And it works in every area of life. All right? The effort you put in, only 20% is going to produce 80% of your success. And then the remaining 80% of activity you are doing is going to produce only 20% of your results. That's what people have found out. It's a proven law. So you need a massive action plan. Why? Because when you have a list of 100 things, maybe 20 will now become the ones that produce 80% of all your success. And then the remaining 80 will produce a very tiny 20% of all your results. So you must have a massive action plan. Some of them are not even going to work. That's the idea. But you keep going through your list. You keep doing what you got to do, calling who you got to call, saying what you got to say. All right? So you must write down, what do you need to do? Write down your future. Make it clear. You say, write down the vision, make it plain upon tables. You must be clear. You must read it. Recommended by all the success systems in the world. You must read it. You must read it daily. You must visualize it while you're reading it. Visualize it. See it in your mind's eye. Visualize it. See yourself experiencing it. Put yourself there. Play it, play it, play it, play it, play it, play it over and over and over again until you believe it, until it rewrites your self-image and becomes your reality. That's how people perform at the peak level. Every peak performance coach teach people this. Everybody you see that is a star today, these are one of the things that their coaches teach them. There's a book I read sometimes called Zero Resistance Success. Yeah, Zero Resistance Success. But it was created by a medical doctor. You know, he was a plastic surgeon, talking about how he used to do plastic surgery for people, and realized that the real problem was not their face. The real problem was the way they saw themselves. And he now, because he was a man that had serious mental prowess, he now started a campaign on how to become what you want to become by working on your mind. And that is material, created a lot of success stories. Okay? You need to rewire your subconscious. And the way you do it is by visualization. Write what you want down. Read it daily. And as you're reading it, visualize it. That's how you rewire your subconscious for success. That's how you take over the security system that is limiting you. Because at the end of the day, it is your subconscious that is controlling your life. They call it the inner game of wealth, the inner game of success, the inner game of money. Until you rewire that subconscious and you begin to believe the impossible, you are not going very far. You are limited. That's just the fact of life. All right? You must sit down and rewire that subconscious. That's why the man that is not learning, the man that does not have any audio is listening to every day on success. He is not working on himself. He's not working on his mind. You know, even the good book is be transformed by the renewing of your mind. You are not going to go very far until you renew your mind. It says, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health as your soul prospereth. If your soul is not prospering, it's going to be hard to prosper on the outside. You must rewire your subconscious. Reprogram your subconscious for success. Okay? And the way we do this is what? I said you write it, you say it. You see it. That's the step. Write it, say it, see it. The first and one of the most powerful tools in all these things we've said is your words, your words, your words. First, you have the picture of what you want. You know that you have the blueprints. You have the blueprints. The diagram is clear. You know what you want to build. Then you begin to use your words to manufacture these things. You begin to use your words. I say the first use of words were to create outcome. That's what God used words to do. The first time words were mentioned, he said, let there be, and there was. Let there be, and there was. Let there be. It was used to create an outcome that he had seen in his mind. It was not used for communication. It was used to create an outcome. You must learn to use your words to create your outcome. It says in the good book that the tongue is a little member, but that tongue kindle fire. He said it can set on fire the course of nature. It can change natural processes. Naturally, you were supposed to fail. Everything is lined up for you to fail. You can use your tongue to burn it up, to create a new path. You can use your tongue. You can use your tongue. He said your tongue is like a helm in a ship. And no matter how the wind is blowing that ship, I want to capsize that ship. If you master how to use the helm, which is like the controlled steering in a ship, if you know how to use that helm, he said you can keep that ship out of harm's way. He said the ship ultimately will go where the captain wants it to go. What does the captain use? The helm, that small thing that's like a steering. The wind is not what is going to bring you down. The storm around you is not what's going to bring you down. The financial limitations around you is not what is going to bring you down. Ultimately, what will destroy you is how you are using the helm. Are you using the helm negatively? Are you talking evil? Are you speaking evil about yourself? Me, I know myself. I cannot succeed in network marketing. I know myself. Network marketing is not for me. Me, I know myself. I'm not good at selling. I know myself. I'm not good at this. I know myself. I'm not good at that. I know myself. Things don't just work for me. I know myself. People don't just like to follow me. I know myself. Negative, 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 negative. Using your words to create negative pictures and negative outcomes. And then you're complaining, why is life like this? I know myself. I know myself. I'm tired of this. I'm tired of life. Things are not just working. Blah, 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 blah. Using words to communicate what you don't want. You see what we said earlier? A lot of people know what they don't want, and they keep talking about what they don't want. You need to know what you want and start talking about what you want and start speaking like someone who is going to get what they want. Stop speaking like someone who's not going to get what they want. Use your words to set your course. Use your words to prepare your path. Use your words to force your outcome. He say, do not predict the future. Create it. How do you create it? Use your words. He say, by these words of faith, elders obtain a good report. My dear, you must learn to use your words. When you've now decided where you are going, you know where you are going, you've decided, you've set your path straight. The next thing is focus. Dangerous focus. He said, the light of the body is the eye. If therefore your eye is single, you say your whole body shall be full of light. He say the light of body is the eye. If your body is single, your eye is single, your body shall be full of light. And that's talking about focus. You must, when you know your chief aim, the first thing you need to know where you are going. You need to have the picture. When you have that picture, you're written it down. Now you focus on it like crazy. So read it every day, like we say. Talk about that. Talk about where you are going. Focus on it like crazy. There's something called razor sharp focus. Cannot be stopped. You become unstoppable when you put your focus on something. When that is the only thing you're thinking about. And this is the reason why a lot of people also don't prosper. Because they think too much about their failures. They think too much about their limitations. They think too much about what is not working. It's just like in a relationship that's not working. And somebody keeps complaining about all the things that are not working in the relationship. The relationship ultimately becomes destroyed, comes to an end, comes to a halt. They destroy it by focusing on all the things that are not good in the relationship. They never see anything good again. They just see the evil and they keep talking about it until they bring it to a complete halt and destroy it completely. And every good that was there will be completely eliminated. Why? Because they are focusing on the wrong thing. What you focus on will determine what will happen to you. In fact, the way you feel is determined by your focus. The way you feel. Do you feel excited about life? Do you feel happy that you're alive? Do you feel excited about this year? Do you feel like this year is going to be your best year ever? Do you feel like this year you're going to make the most money ever? My dear, if you're not feeling that way, it's because of your focus. You're focusing on the wrong thing. When you begin to focus on the right thing, when you begin to focus on your goal, you begin to focus on the fact that your words are going to work for you. You begin to focus on the fact that the laws of success that you are implementing, they cannot fail because they are laws. They work wherever they're implemented. Like the law of gravity works everywhere. The law of lift works everywhere. You know, these laws of success that I'm practicing, they work everywhere. They don't respect face. They don't respect color. They don't respect tribe. If it works for A, it will work for B. They don't have respect. They are laws. They are laws. You plant, you harvest. It's a law. It does not respect anybody. You sow, you reap. It's a law. It does not respect anybody. When you understand the laws, you begin to put your focus on that. Instead of to put your focus on what is not working, you begin to put your focus on the fact that I'm in the right path, I'm in the right direction, I'm taking the right action, and these laws are going to produce for me. Yes, when you start to practice these things, it will look like it's not working, but you know that, oh, it's like when you go to sow a seed, you're not going to harvest it the same day, but the harvest is going to come. You are sure, and you know that this law cannot fail. So your outcome is already determined. You know that your outcome is already predetermined, and you are not going to be sad. You're not going to feel as though your everything is not working for you, you are failing. My dear, your focus is what to determine your feeling, and your focus is what to determine where you are headed. You know, I was sharing the other time about how Anthony Robbins talked about when he was learning how to drive a Ferrari on a speed race track. And he said the coach told him something. He said, do you know why people have accidents? Because they're about to jam something, and they're looking at that thing that they are going to jam. As long as you keep your focus on that tree that you're about to hit, or the road that you're about to enter into a gutter, you say you are going to fall in there. If you want to enter back on track, remove your face and put it on the road. Put your face where you want to go, and you will notice that your body will follow. That's how people get accidents, my dear. You see a lady, you turn your face. How did your hand move? You did not tell your hand to move. It's your face you turn. Now you turn your face, your hand has entered the gutter. You've jammed someone, and you're wondering, how did this person have this kind of accident? 1 minute he was on the road. The other minute, he has jammed a pole. How did it happen? He removed his focus. His focus changed. When your focus changes, your outcome is going to change. Your direction is going to change. Your direction is altered by your focus. If you want to arrive at where you are going to, my dear, keep your eye on the goal. What is the goal? We've talked about it already in number 1. You must know where you are headed. Write it down. Keep your focus on it. Read it every day. Talk about it every day. Create your massive action plan. Implement like crazy. Keep your focus there. Don't change your focus. Because once you change your focus, like the person that sleeps while driving, once you sleep off, my dear, every part of your body loses control and begins to go in directions you don't even know what is happening. You must keep your focus. Create a focus card that has the different outcomes that you want, the different goals that you want to achieve in the different areas of your life. Put it in your pocket. Carry it around. Carry it around. Carry it around. All right? Carry it around. When you do this, there's something called reticular activating system. Okay? You know, they say it's just like someone that wants to buy maybe a red Jeep. And then you say you write it down as a goal. You want to buy a red Jeep. And then you notice something. Everywhere you go, you begin to see that Jeep. Initially, when you were not thinking of buying it, you did not notice it. Suddenly now you say you want to buy that thing, you begin to notice that it's everywhere. You begin to notice that everybody has it. You begin to see it more often. Why are you seeing it more often? Because it has become your goal. What is making you see it more often is this thing they call reticular activating system. It is the part of your brain that is responsible for giving you ideas to help you achieve your goal, to help you achieve your focus. Okay? It is that part of your brain that is responsible for helping you achieve your focus. So it gives you ideas. So, but ideas are not going to come until you turn on the switch of focus. Okay, this is how focus works. All right, you have potential of what you can do, what is possible for you. All right, you have a potential, but until you have focus, you are like a disconnected switch, a switch that is what they call open circuit. Power will not flow, the light will not come on. You will not even know what you are supposed to do because the light is off. Your potential will be useless. You will not know how to leverage it in the right direction so that you get what you want until you focus. When you turn on focus, it's like turning on the switch. What is not going to happen is you begin to get ideas to put on that your massive action plan. And the more you put it and the more you implement, the more you implement, the more you implement, the more you implement, the more you implement. One of those ideas is going to make you crazy money. But again, you will not do all those things except you believe, except you have strong reason, except you've written your goal. So the process is clear. Number 1, you must know where you're headed. You must have a clear picture. Then write it. Then read it every day. Then talk it. Don't talk about what you don't want. Talk that one. Then put the massive action plan in place and begin to push it like mad. And don't let anything break your focus. Distraction is costly. It will kill you. It has killed many people on the road. It has killed many people. Distraction will kill you. It will cut you off from your outcome. You must keep your focus. You can create focus cards, write out your goal on it, put it in your pocket and carry it around. The last thing you must do that the most successful people practice is you must fail forward. You know, it's easy to look at people like Elon Musk today and celebrate them, talk about them, people like Google, the Google brothers, people like Facebook. It's easy to look at all these successful people and just be amazed at how they are so successful, feel as though life is unfair. My dear, when you go and sit down, ask people like Elon Musk, how many times they failed. That's when you will know that in the school of failure, you're in kindergarten. Because a lot of people think that they are failing. They don't know that in the school of failure, they are in kindergarten. Someone that is sitting behind an office desk is thinking that he's failing. What does he know about failure? He is sitting behind an office desk. Maybe he has tried 2 or 3 businesses, or maybe 5 businesses. There are people that have tried 100 things, 200 things, 500 things, and all of it failed. How can you compete with the person that invented the light bulb? Do you know how many times he failed? Elon Musk that you see today is flying rockets to space. Do you know how many times they failed? That he always went bankrupt. In fact, it was the last test that they did that if they don't pass that test, they are going bankrupt. That is the test that they actually succeeded in. And again, it still comes to show this principle of reason. All this while they were failing on at it, they will push the rocket. When the thing will come down, instead of landing, it will explode. They will do it again, it will go up, come down, instead of landing, it will explode. It was just exploding. Money was wasted. They did not succeed in that experiment to create what they call a reusable rocket. A rocket that will go to space and then come back and land. They were not able to do it until they reached the dying minutes when he put the last money. This is money that he made from selling paper. He now took that money to start this company. Now he was left with the last money that was budgeted for this thing. If we fail this one now, we are gone. This whole project has ended. We cannot continue. That was when everybody sat up. All the developers, all the engineers, all the technicians, everybody knew if we fail it now, all of us are losing our job. Everybody is going home. Even if he knew he's becoming bankrupt. My dear, the reason to succeed will become very high. Because if they don't do it correctly now, they are out of